Why did this have to happen to an ordinary guy like me? Fantasy worlds are supposed to be where social outcasts go to get saved, just like in the comics. I was doing just fine back on Earth, enjoying my comics and anime in peace. Why should I be treated the same as those other pathetic losers? You guys are awfully quiet down there. You are not so talkative now that you are dead, but it was fun while it lasted. Next up is the Demon King himself, so let us get this over with. I never asked for these titles, but the natives summoned me to this barbaric fantasy world. They expect the legendary hero to save humanity from the evil Demon King.
You have arrived at my throne at last. Welcome to your doom, you foolish chosen hero.
Are you supposed to be the frightening Demon King?
That is correct, for I am the pinnacle of all evil. I am Demon King Fedonar, the ruler who will swallow this world in darkness.
That is quite the speech, so I assume you are the real deal and not a clone. You are going to be my one-way ticket back to Earth.
I can see your eyes yearning for a hopeless victory, so I accept your challenge.
Hold on a second, because there is something I really need to ask you. Why did you just sit back and let your men die for the past 10 years?
You dare question my grand strategy? I am deeply offended because I always dispatch stronger men to avenge the fallen. I continually sent even stronger henchmen to destroy you. Listen closely to my words, you arrogant hero.
If you had just fought me in the first place, I never would have made it this far. All those cronies and resources you threw at me for 10 years only made me stronger.
You know nothing of demonic politics, so hold your foolish tongue.
Talking to this idiot is getting me nowhere. I wanted answers after 10 years, but I guess it does not matter anymore. I will definitely escape from this savage fantasy world and go home. I am going to return to being a cultured citizen back on Earth. Take the full force of my 10 years of suffering. There is no need for fancy tricks when I have 10 years of hard labor backing me up.
Does your impossible might truly stem from the rage of losing your precious comrades?
No, it has nothing to do with those people. This power is simply the fruit of my own personal training.
Is that the truth of it, you strange human? Well then, I suppose it was a genuinely good fight.
Wait, is that really it without any final form transformation? I actually managed to finish the job. I kept my word and killed the Demon King, so return me to Earth! When I get back home, I am going to play games, start dating, and take care of my parents. Above all else, I can finally use a real flushing toilet again. What is that strange noise behind me?
Tell me, did you truly enjoy your grand adventure?
Who is sneaking up on me now? Who in the world are you supposed to be? Wait a second, are you some kind of hidden secret boss?
I have been watching you for the past 10 years, and I am the god you were just calling for.
Oh, so you are actually the god of this world.
The path to true valor is rigorous, but countless people believed you would never let them down. It was only through their love and support that you were able to defeat the evil Demon King. Congratulations on your victory, so let us check your final grade report.
Wait, what are you talking about? Did you just say I'm getting graded on this? How in the world did I get a failing grade in character?
The note specifically asks why you slaughtered your own innocent comrades.
I can explain everything that happened back there.
You murdered the Sword Maiden in cold blood. You also killed the Elf Queen and the Sage without any hesitation. And you ruthlessly eliminated the Mercenary King as well.
Yeah, I guess that is technically correct. Right before I killed the Demon King, I slaughtered every single one of those worthless allies. I killed them because those idiots did nothing but slow me down and bring me endless trouble for 10 years. She flashed me through her own carelessness and then tried to slice me down for it.
Your excuses do not matter because you have failed the test. The ancient saying goes that with great power comes great responsibility, and you have entirely failed your test of character.
You cannot send me back to the first day of the test. You are abusing your godly powers, and it is not fair. I refuse to go back to a world without flush toilets.
On behalf of our entire faculty, we pray for your safe journey, and an instructor will be dispatched. You have officially been designated as the trash hero.
What is happening to me right now? 10 years ago, I was just sitting in my normal classroom.
I would rescue the princess from the evil demon and marry her.
Adventures are boring, so I would develop nukes and conquer the world instead.
In a fantasy world, it is all about mastering level 10 forbidden magic.
Magic is for nerds, because the world's greatest martial arts are what really counts.
Hansu Kang, what do you think you would do?
If I went to a fantasy world, what would I actually want to do? My only dream is to have a modern flushing toilet. That was my very last conversation with my friends before I was summoned. Where am I right now? This is the exact same hero kidnapping magic circle from 10 years ago. My arms feel so weak and fragile compared to before. My armor is gone from my chest. I have no gear and no items, so I am back to my puny original body.
You have failed your test.
You have got to be kidding me right now. That was 10 whole years of my life life wasted on this place. 10 years is enough time for a middle school student to graduate from college. Meanwhile, I struggled every single day just trying to get back home. Who is calling me a hero? Is that Lanavel standing over there? I remember that she was the very first person to talk to me last time.
Have you finally come to your senses, brave hero?
You are the archaeologist who performed the summoning rites, aren't you?
You may be confused after being abruptly summoned, but please listen to me. This is Fantasia, a different dimension from where you were born and raised.
So let me summarize this ridiculous situation. The Demon King has risen, humanity is dying, and you want me to save the world.
That is a truly amazing and perfect summary, hero.
I already bashed that Demon King's skull in, yet here I am again.
I am Lanavel, an archaeologist who received a prophecy to summon you.
She is still a stunning beauty, just like she was 10 years ago. Cut that irritating cutesy act and stop smiling at me right now. Do you think it is funny to kidnap an innocent person and ask them for help?
Why are you looking at me with such intense anger?
You cannot seriously be using the name Truth with a clear conscience.
His Majesty eagerly awaits your presence, hero.
That is perfect, because I have been waiting to see him too.
Wait, why are you making such a scary face?
Why are you acting so surprised by my attitude? How many heroes do you actually have that can take on the Demon King? There is only one hero, and if you lose me, your entire world ends. If the king wants to see me, tell him to hurry his royal self over here. Otherwise, you can all go slay the Demon King by yourselves. Hurry up and fetch him, because we do not have all day. What do you think of me now that you have no clever comebacks left?
Modesty is a necessary virtue that sets a true hero apart from mediocrity.
Is that some kind of distortion in space forming right next to me? Who are you, and were you here the last time I was summoned?
I am your newly appointed morals instructor. I was dispatched specifically because of your failing character score.
What the hell is going on here? I cannot believe there is a morals teacher, even in this fantasy world.
Most heroes usually pass their exams without ever knowing that special instructors like me exist.
So you were dispatched here to interfere specifically with my life.
I am here to ensure that you learn proper humility and grace.
This situation is ridiculous. I defeated the Demon King and secured a total victory. So why am I being punished? How could my total victory possibly be a problem?
You were supposed to taste bitter defeat against the Demon King, but you won far too easily. You never reflected on your actions because you never actually failed.
I finally understand what she is trying to say. So you just came all this way to nag me about self-reflection.
Good people are like water, enriching all things around them without any discretion. Your hands-on lesson begins now, and I will return to check on you tomorrow.
I would honestly rather be fighting the Demon King again than dealing with this. These supposed comrades are going to be such a massive pain to deal with.
Dimensional teleportation can have side effects, so please tell me if your body feels strange.
The main issue is that you are useless at solving any of my actual problems. Does this mean there is an entire team of instructors just monitoring heroes? They just abduct ordinary people into this world and force them to act like heroes. I cannot tell what their true intentions are, but they clearly hold immense power over me. I guess I have no choice but to cooperate with them for the time being. I just need to play along until I find an opening. Until I have a clear alternative, there is no point in resenting this stupid archaeologist. Alright, Lanavel, please go ahead and take me to see the king. I have no legal obligation to obey the king who kidnapped me from my home. I must negotiate my human rights with this unfit employer of a king.
You had better choose your words very wisely when you stand before the king.
Did I accidentally let my true thoughts slip out loud just now? Are you really going to hit the one and only hero capable of saving your world? What do you think will happen to your kingdom if I get badly injured?
You certainly have a lot of guts to speak to me like that, hero.
Wait a minute. I definitely recognize that obnoxious voice.
Since you are asking for it, I will gladly grant your wish.
I need to get out of the way before he crushes me. I was way too careless to let him sneak up on me. My scrawny original body simply cannot take a hit from a monster like him.
Captain Alex, are you seriously trying to murder the summoned hero?
I was just giving our little hero a proper welcome. I just wanted to test his guts, and as you can clearly see, he is not dead.
These barbarians kidnap innocent people and immediately resort to mindless violence. I am done being treated like a disposable dog in this savage world. Things are going to play out very differently this time around. Listen closely, morals instructor, because my next action is strictly for self-defense. I just need to slip right under his guard.
How did this scrawny kid move that fast?
Take a pen straight to your precious weak spot. My unconditioned body cannot fully keep up with my advanced combat techniques yet, but my 10 years of combat experience still allow me to severely injure my enemies. abilities.
What kind of monstrous strength is hiding in that tiny body?
That is a shame because I really wanted to turn you into a eunuch. During my very first run, I met this exact same bastard at orientation. He used training as a pathetic excuse to brutally beat me up on my first day. I have to admit that he did eventually teach me how to use a sword.
Captain Alex, you need to apologize to the hero immediately for your aggressive behavior.
It is genuinely funny that you fight like an assassin with that scrawny body.
I am going to make you regret crossing me again, you brute.
If you can somehow defeat me, I will personally kneel and swear a formal apology.
He is a massive liar, because he never apologized to me even as he died. Why do you not swear on your 2 balls instead of your worthless honor? Maybe this regression is a perfect chance to relieve all the stress from my first trial. I lost all of my physical abilities when I returned, but I am certainly not weak. I refuse to let the faculty reduce my 10 years of agonizing effort to nothing. Thinking you can easily control my destiny is absurd. I never actually requested a formal audience with His Majesty. The massive doors to the royal throne room are finally opening. I am walking down the red carpet to meet the ruler of this kingdom. The king of this fantasy world is sitting right there on his throne. The king still looks exactly like a giant dumpling to me. I heard he used to be a fierce warrior, so how did he become a crown-wearing dumpling? There are a lot of irritated faces staring right at me.
Hero, you are currently standing in the presence of His Majesty.
During my first trial, I politely knelt down and groveled before him. I do not find any need to be polite to this dumpling now. He will be assassinated soon enough anyway, so it does not matter.
Please lower yourself immediately, you arrogant chosen hero. I look forward to seeing you become a vast ocean for your comrades.
I guess I have to swallow my pride for the time being. Okay, I understand that today's theme is supposed to be modesty. I am Hansu Kang, and I thank you for your warm welcome, Your Majesty.
His movements are tactful, and he has better manners than my own son.
I naturally learned the culture and manners from my 10 years of experience in this fantasy world. The Dumpling King is actually smiling at my proper etiquette.
You did a very good job with the summoning ritual, Lanavel. Tell me, hero, are you able to see your abilities?
He is talking about my personal status window right now. My stats are exactly the same as my very first trial. Interpretation is just a basic skill that I also had last time. But there are definitely some things that have changed this time around. Did I get the assassination skill because I faced off against Alex? This unexpected development is actually quite amusing to me. Everything from my levels to my skills has been fully reset. I see it clearly, Your Majesty, and I am a level 1 hero class. I also have a massive 500% experience boost.
Did you just say a 500% experience boost?
It is the exact same reaction as last time, so I know what to expect. This means I grow 5 times faster than normal people, regardless of natural talent. If I repeat my training for 1 hour, I get 5 hours worth of experience. That is the special privilege of being a legendary chosen hero.
Hero, a 500% experience boost is truly incredible.
I know she's going to ask me to save the world now.
Chosen hero, a crisis has fallen upon our country, so kill the demons and defeat Demon King Fedonar.
There are plenty of problems this country is facing other than the Demon King. I must stay humble and remember that I am the ocean. Well, Your Majesty, how much are you able to support me?
What do you mean by asking for our support? Our kingdom has already done all the support we can by summoning you to save humankind.
My inner peace has shattered upon hearing that total nonsense. Then I refuse. So go find yourselves another hero.
What did you just say to me?
A crisis in this country is none of my business. Your attitude towards the heroes stinks, and you are giving me orders when you should be groveling at my feet. Look here, you useless dumpling king. I am not one of your vassals to be ordered around.
You insolent brat. How dare you speak to His Majesty like that?
Take this pen straight to your annoying forehead. I tossed my pen right at that loudmouth noble. I cannot make it go through like I used to, so I should have aimed for the eye holes.
Halt right there, you dangerous barbarian.
Go ahead and kill me if you can.
Damn you. I will make you pay for that.
A prince can replace a king after his death. If you lose that prince, then a princess can take over. No princess? Then a cousin can step up. But who can replace a hero? And how will you defeat the Demon King? The king is left speechless and trembling in fear. These savages are not worth my modesty, and they will be all over you if you let them. It is like bringing a dog to a hunt and expecting it to do all the hunting by itself. They call this their best support, but the Demon King is a gentleman compared to them. He never left me empty-handed. and whenever I defeated his minions, I was rewarded. Sometimes he gave me too much for me to handle, so how do they expect me to be a hero? If I do die, and this world collapses, it does not concern me.
Hero, I summoned you to protect this land. I bought many magic catalysts from several nobles and merchants and ordered Lanovel to summon you here. You are the property of this kingdom.
I refuse to be treated as mere property by a greedy ruler. The fish is property of the fisherman who caught it, but I am a hero, not a fish. The kingdom's property? That is hilarious. So let us show the world what will happen to this kingdom. Everyone in the throne room is paralyzed by my bold declaration. I will leave for a kingdom that treats me with respect. There is no point in trying to stop me, because I will not move a single finger for you. The moment people hear about your persecution of humanity's last hope, the fate of this world ends. The same goes for all the nobles who aided this foolish king. The king and his nobles are all shivering in panic. So tell me again, what kind of support do you actually want to give me? I think you finally understand my true value. I want top quality food and apparel, equipment, potions, military guidance, diplomatic immunity, and room service. You know exactly what I mean when I ask for room service. The king is speechless at my brilliant list of demands. And also, what else is there for a hero to need? Show me the money, because an RPG gets boring after you clear it once.
I did not think you would mess up again after only one day. The king who gave you financial support will eventually demand results in return. I could have prevented this from happening if I just had time, and if I wasn't so busy with my other students. There are already many graduates who return to Earth and help the needy.
I am not the only human who came to this world. Does that mean there are countless puberty-struck middle schoolers all being raised to become heroes? A dimension-wide educational facility for a single person is so stupid I cannot get a grasp on it.
Hero, is there something troubling on your mind?
Do not suddenly sneak up and surprise me like that, except when I am asleep. She has been following me everywhere since yesterday. Lanovel, are you certain I am the only hero who was summoned here? She said she was busy with her students, so countless heroes must be journeying to defeat the Demon King. But I am the only hero currently in this world. Are there as many parallel universes as there are students? The whole situation just got much worse for me. Let us put it off for now, and only focus on trying to get back to Earth. Lanovel, follow me immediately, because we are going out. Since I received lots of support, don't you think I should properly use it?
Before I provide you financial support from the Royal Treasury, I have one condition. I officially appoint Lanovel to manage the hero's expenses.
If I were that dumpling, I would have done the exact same thing. The market is bustling with merchants and townsfolk today.
Hero, may I please buy that shiny magic orb?
Maybe she shouldn't have been the one appointed to manage my funds. That orb costs a staggering 200,000 gold. Go ahead and buy it, since it is not my money anyway. This here is the major market in the kingdom where quality goods are imported. The vendor spots are costly, and anything with magic in the name has a hefty price tag. It is just like buying state-of-the-art electronics back on Earth.
Hero, I successfully bought the magic orb. It shines so beautifully, and I have always wanted one.
The surrounding townsfolk are staring at us right now. Lanovel, if you are done here, come with me. During the first trial, I gained unwarranted attention by frolicking around in my school uniform. I will not make the same foolish mistakes again. We are going to buy some proper clothes for this world.
Wow, Hero, it looks very good on you.
I am dressed like a wealthy noble from head to toe. I know I am a fashion terrorist, so you don't need to suck up to me. This is all for a much more pleasant shopping experience.
He is very fancy, so he must be a great noble.
I won't have to worry about the rabble that follows Lanovel, and just focus on shopping.
By the way, Hero, where are we headed next?
We are going straight to the hidden black market.
Is the righteous Hero really going to take part in an illegal auction?
The magical orb you bought is also illegal, because you bought it for your own selfish interests. I gave you permission, but you accepted without saying no, which means you are an accomplice.
I have thought it over, and the black market isn't so bad if it's all towards bringing world peace.
Good, now be quiet and follow my lead. They change their location every time, so the black market is very hard to find. It might be weird for the newcomer hero to know more about the place than the local people.
You are the chosen hero, so nothing is impossible for you.
If all it took was a 5 times experience boost to take down the Demon King, then the dragons would have already beaten him. The hero's true ability to defeat the Demon King doesn't show up as mere stats.
I totally get it now, Hero.
Then shut up and follow me into this alleyway. But maybe I can figure it out if I go to my usual bar. This old building is the pub where my informant works. Let us see if he is still running the place right now.
Just smash him down, because you are dead if you lose. I want a beer. No, make that 2 beers.
A bard is playing lively music in the corner. The pub hasn't changed at all, except that I came to the past. Tony is wiping down a barrel behind the main counter.
Do you know me from somewhere, noble sir? When throwing daggers, put 2 in the chest and 1 in the head.
He taught me how to survive when I was wandering on my first trial. Will he understand the secret code, even though I am here at a different time? Tony, Do you have any great products coming in today?
I can offer a discount if you let me know your budget. This is Black Dragon, a dark beer aged 27 years that came in just today.
Black Dragon is the exact place where the black market is held.
Have you already uncorked it? Because I would have recommended another drink otherwise. I have to be cautious around here.
How good is the grilled lamb that goes with this? The grilled lamb actually refers to illegal slaves sold in the black market. Then I will be ordering grilled lamb for 2. We arrived at the secret building where the market is held. I forcefully kicked the wooden doors wide open. Lanavel, hurry up and follow me inside. We made reservations for the black market and had time left to eat.
But you said the lamb was too greasy and you ordered other dishes, which is why we are late. But Hiro, do you actually know that bartender from earlier?
He was a great friend who taught a naive high schooler the law of the jungle. Besides the 5 times experience boost, I have another special ability. When I first got here, I could clearly see the stats of other people. This ability ensures that the hero doesn't kill himself by haphazardly facing stronger opponents.
Then can you also see my level right now?
Of course I can easily see your level. Level 200 is far lower than the Demon King's weakest henchman, but her combat skills are actually on the high side, giving her awesome potential.
Why won't you tell me more about my future? Hiro, could you please tell me about it?
A dirty thug is sneaking up behind her to steal the orb. He is trying to cut her purse string with a small knife.
Huh, what is going on back there?
The sneaky thief dashes away after grabbing the crystal orb. I kick the heavy orb straight up into the air. I successfully snatched the heavy crystal right out of the air. I fiercely threw the dense crystal straight at his fleeing back.
Oh, what hit my spine?
The impact sent the thief crashing onto the hard pavement. I aimed right between vertebrae 4 and 5. That is exactly where herniated discs most often occur. If you do not get treated immediately, you will have back pain forever, making it hard to get through the day. You have quite a lot of guts to steal from us, don't you? He is only a level 8 thief and he looks very nervous. Though I have returned to my weakened state, throwing tools still seems somewhat effective. I would have avoided delinquents in school, but there is a difference from me back then and now. I will overlook this offense if you give up your money bag and run away right now.
Do not look down on me.
My 10 years of experience are nothing to scoff at. I easily snagged his small knife with my cape.
My eyes are burning.
Take a solid punch straight to the face. I targeted right between spinal columns 6 and 7. That is the price you pay for daring to attack me.
Let us drag this scumbag away to the holding cells.
I explained the situation to the guards, and of course, I kept your identity as the hero a secret.
The fewer people who know who I am, the easier it is for me to get around. Please do not suddenly treat me like some kind of cold-blooded murderer.
I am so incredibly sorry for saying that to you.
I have been through so much the last 10 years, so killing my enemies comes naturally to me. Lanavel, do you happen to know the average level of a grown man? It is usually level 3, or maybe 2 levels higher for an armed farmer. But the sneaky thief who just attacked me was level 8. Based on his visible skills, he was definitely not a hunter or a soldier.
As the chosen hero, you are preventing the deaths of innocent victims by identifying villains right away. You are protecting the peaceful lives of the villagers before even facing the Demon King.
Let us check my status window and see what my experience booster did. I've already jumped up to level 4 from that small fight.
Everything in this world gets stronger as they grow, but most consume or steal from others to do so.
Here you grow stronger the more you kill, which makes for a truly lousy fantasy system. His level was quite high for a street thief, so the experience yield was fairly decent. This is a fantastic start for my very first hunt back in this world. You better secure our money safely and stop acting so annoyingly cute before I hit you. The black market is incredibly strict when it comes to dealing with intruders. We are finally approaching the secret entrance to the underground auction. I cautiously peek around the wooden corner to check for any bouncers. The guard for the underground passage is standing right over there.
Tell me, are you a guest sent here by Tony?
I'm not his guest, but rather an adversary.
I understand the secret code, so please follow me.
Active all over the continent, the black market is definitely not an organization to take lightly. I am just glad the old passcode still works for me.
The secret entrance is right inside this room.
This gloomy abandoned house hides the true path to the auction. Keep your voice down and take a close look at the floor. That is a teleport rune, which requires incredibly expensive resources to create.
I honestly thought the black market was just hiding somewhere in the capital city.
Stop acting so amazed by everything, because it is genuinely embarrassing to watch. I firmly placed the silver wolf mask over my face.
This golden bunny mask is actually quite cute. After all, I will have to show my face everywhere as your guide later on.
Can we please hurry things along and get inside? We instantly transported straight into the hidden underground facility. Keep quiet and do not use any magic to make a light. We definitely do not want to provoke any of the masked guards hiding in the shadows. Its true location is actually somewhere far beneath the western forest. forest. I came here multiple times as a customer before an idiot cultist ruined the venue.
It is a great honor having you visit our hidden market today. Time is running short, so I will briefly explain the rules and take you to your seats. If you wish to bid on a product, lightly ring the bell in front of you.
Did you understand all of those rules, Miss Extra? La Nouvelle is a famous beauty in the central continent, so she would be in danger if exposed.
Please follow me to the main auction hall right this way.
Make sure you do not cause any trouble while we are walking down this corridor. You need to be careful, unless you want to be buried alive under this facility. Those glowing runes are a strict warning that anyone who causes trouble gets buried 5 floors deep. We finally arrived at the main theater where the secret auction takes place.
Please take a seat and enjoy your stay at our grand auction. Welcome, honored guests. The highly anticipated underground auction will now commence. Our very first product is a fierce warrior who survived the treacherous demon territories. As you can see from his scars, he fought a powerful demon and was mortally wounded. To repay our grace for saving him, this veteran soldier offered himself as a slave.
A veteran soldier? That is an absolute joke. You can sugarcoat his backstory all you want, but that pathetic level 11 weakling will not fool me. People all around the room are actually ringing their bells to bid on him. The wealthy patrons keep aggressively chiming their golden bells for that weakling. It seems like everyone in this hidden room has far too much money to waste.
You are planning to buy slaves to fight alongside us just like past heroes did.
I admit that I tried doing exactly that during my very first trial. My guards caught this foolish idiot trying to free her own kind from our cells. If only I knew how much she despised humans, I never would have bid on her.
Oh, that really strong slave has already been sold to someone else in the crowd.
If you waste all your money early on, you cannot afford the truly valuable goods later.
Our second product is the beautiful daughter of a noble family who was captured by demons.
Let me make this perfectly clear. We are not here to play hero and rescue captured nobles. If that crazy elf woman was here, she would have destroyed the entire auction to save them. I get a massive headache just thinking about all the trouble I went through to clean up her messes.
Now let us swiftly move on to our next impressive product for the evening.
Wait, could that massive guy on the stage be exactly who I think he is? This is the absolute jackpot I was waiting for. I can instantly recognize those lifeless, empty eyes staring blankly at the floor. He is completely reduced to skin and bones from severe malnourishment in the cells. Despite his pathetic appearance, I can clearly see his true worth with my ability. He is a level 286 mercenary from the northern part of the kingdom.
He has stubbornly refused meals, but he is an outstanding warrior with a spear.
Once we fatten him up and restore his health, he will definitely be a useful fighter.
Trying to manage a broken slave who has lost his will to live is a massive hassle for normal buyers. But I am the exact opposite of these pampered rich fools. That high-level mercenary is exactly the kind of compliant slave I need right now. La Nouvelle, hit the bell right now and make a bid for him.
Going once, going twice, and sold on the third strike of the hammer. Congratulations. The mercenary is sold to the gentleman wearing the silver wolf mask.
I saw it clearly. He is an incredible level 286.
That arrogant Captain Alex would be very disappointed to hear a starving slave matches his power. This northern mercenary has wandered far and wide, killing many enemies to reach that high level.
Sir, here is the official binding contract and the key for his heavy shackles.
Do not be ridiculous. Our shopping spree has only just begun.
Hero, the smell of this underground place is making me feel really nauseous.
Just endure the smell a little bit longer while I finish up here. I do not plan on staying in this wretched place for too much longer either. After fierce bidding wars, the competitors run out of money, so the market puts out cheaper goods. Leaving with one powerful mercenary is a solid haul for today, so let us head back. What is that brilliant golden light shining from the main stage?
We captured this rare elf from the famous forest down at the southern continental tip, and above all of her other exquisite features, there is one very special detail. She is completely pure, making her the perfect choice if you want to start a prestigious lineage.
Hearing these disgusting nobles cheer over that nonsense makes me sick. Humans in this fantasy world are ridiculously obsessed with elves due to their magical compatibility.
I must buy her because I cannot miss a chance at a pure virgin elf.
All of these foolish rich men are completely mistaken about elven purity. Elves have extremely low birth rates and a notoriously frigid libido, so having a child is almost impossible.
After losing their territorial disputes against humanity, the elves retreated deep into the forest.
Wait a second, Hero. That specific elf on the stage feels very strange.
You finally noticed her immense magical presence, even though you were just complaining about feeling sick. My special status window ability allows me to see her staggering hidden level. That elf is incredibly special, so it would be a huge loss if I did not buy her immediately. Her physical appearance does not matter to me in the slightest. A level 851 elf is easily as strong as the Demon King's prized Hellhound. She is in a vegetative state, and that curse status virus was definitely inflicted by a powerful demon. The black market smugglers clearly inflicted those other sealing conditions to keep her subdued.
Our wealthy guest in the silver wolf mask raises the bid once again.
She is a rare beauty, but at that absurd price, I would rather just buy another fighter.
Since those blind fools cannot see her true level, they will not bid over a reasonable price.
If there are no more challengers, then going once, going twice. What in the world is breaking through our reinforced entrance wall?
If the hidden guards failed to stop this breach, it must be a massive coordinated invasion. Stop screaming like a child and just watch the situation unfold closely. The solid stone ceiling is tearing itself apart with glowing green energy.
The entire main tunnel is completely caving in on us.
Those glowing floating rocks are actually magical elemental beings. Those are aggressive earth spirits tearing down the structure. If earth spirits are doing the heavy lifting, then these armed invaders must be elves.
Armed elves are using earth spirits to break into our vault, so call all the reinforcements immediately.
Thanks to a completely careless human noble, we easily found our way inside. Do not miss this golden opportunity, so strike them down and save our captive brethren. Let your arrows fly true and pierce these human scumbags.
They are shooting us from the higher ground. Charge forward and capture that leading elf alive to protect our merchandise.
Mighty spirits of the earth and wind, heed my call and crush our enemies. Feel the destructive wrath of the forest, you greedy human slavers.
Gah, her magical blast is way too powerful to block.
I cannot believe Elven royalty has personally raided this skeezy black market. That fierce attacker is none other than Sylvia, the future elf queen. She is currently just a princess, but she will take the throne after her father is assassinated. In short, she is the future queen and was actually a terrible member of my old party. Her awful habit of risking many lives just to save a few remains completely unchanged. She is at a low level since we have not joined forces yet, but her royal bloodline grants her peak skills.
Take this scorching blast of pure elemental fire.
Somebody help us before we burn to ashes from her godly magic.
Honored guest, please turn around and quickly follow me this way.
It is touching how they still prioritize safely evacuating their wealthy customers even during a lethal raid.
Chosen hero, shouldn't we go over there and actively assist their rescue effort?
Her sparkling eyes are practically begging me to jump into danger. She clearly wants me to side with the invading elves and fight against the black market guards. You take our new mercenary and quietly go wait at the secure evacuation point. Why would we ever risk our lives to assist them in this chaotic rescue mission? What about the expensive mercenary slave we just bought? Should we just let him die here? Abandoning your newly acquired comrade to fight a pointless battle is definitely not the righteous way to live. Every single customer has already evacuated the main hall except for us. The chained slaves are already dying in the crossfire. So as the hero, I will handle this mess.
I will take our new comrade to safety, but you better not take too long.
Now that she is gone, I can finally take care of my real objective. Hey auctioneer, you need to stop running away and listen to me. Do not ask why I stayed behind, and just answer my question immediately.
Since you placed the winning bid, that paralyzed elf technically belongs to you. Paying in advance is customary, but due to this brutal invasion, I will hand her ownership over to you. We must evacuate the hall right now, and do not worry because she is heavily sedated.
This cowardly auctioneer is playing right into my brilliant hands. He knows the elves are specifically targeting this stage to rescue that high-level slave. He does not have time to move his heavy merchandise, so he is cleverly passing the deadly burden on to me.
Since you accept the responsibility, I have urgent matters to attend to elsewhere. Die right now, you wretched forest-dwelling pest.
He acts like a simple jester on stage, but he is actually a very capable combatant. With the guests safely gone, the heavily armed guards are rejoining the fight to crush the elves. The foolish future elf queen is going to get herself captured on this very stage. She will just be enslaved and sold without a scratch to compensate for the dead guards. At least, that is exactly what I assume will happen to her if I do nothing. Listen to me very closely, because I am going to be extremely straightforward with you. If you simply stay alive through this ordeal, Princess Sylvia will be extremely happy.
Yes, that young royal child is far too delicate for this brutal world.
Sylvia actually surrenders to become a slave because the host threatens the surviving elven captives. That tragic surrender is exactly what she confessed to me during my first trial. That sob story is the exact gist of what Sylvia tearfully confessed by the campfire. Your solemn expression tells me you are entirely committed to sacrificing yourself for her safety. I firmly wrapped my arm around her waist to support her paralyzed body. I pulled off my wolf mask and aggressively kissed her right on the lips.
What in the world is that human doing to our captive elder?
What are you doing to me, human? Release me right now, because I cannot move my body to push you away.
I can physically feel her chaotic emotions and heavy curses pouring directly into my body.
Sylvia, you must run away and leave me behind. Please do not surrender because of me, since I do not want you to experience the miserable suffering of a slave. I only wish for you to always be happy, my precious child. Thank you for everything you have done for me.
You are very welcome, so just leave everything to me.
Master, what is that human doing to you?
I genuinely enjoyed our little moment together as well. I easily snapped the paralyzed elf's neck with a quick twist.
How could you do something so horrific to her?
The lifeless body of the elf elder slumped onto the cold stone floor. Thanks to the powerful demon's curse keeping her paralyzed, I handled that execution with absolute ease. This fantasy world system is awesomely screwed up. It would have taken me an entire year of hard work if I tried leveling up the ordinary way. In this world, anyone can become powerful by killing those stronger than themselves, using any means necessary. You do not need any talent or special lineage, but you still need a bit of effort to pull off a successful kill. This is a beautiful fantasy world brimming with dreams and hopes, but that only applies when I am the one winning.
Man in the wolf mask, why in the world would you just kill a valuable slave like that?
I will pay you the full auction price, so do not mind my personal business. People who are unaware of the system probably think killing a high-level slave is entirely meaningless.
How dare you brutally murder my beloved master right in front of me?
Let me just grab a weapon from this dead guard. I firmly grasped the heavy iron sword by its hilt. It is not the kind of heavy sword I prefer, but it will be perfect for a quick fight. The combat techniques I could not perform at level 4 are easily feasible now. May you rest in peace, because your noble sacrifice will definitely not be in vain. I will make absolutely sure this foolish elf princess never becomes a captive slave. Now then, it is time I grow a little closer to my dream of returning home.
Fire a volley of arrows and shoot that monster down immediately.
I quickly leapt into the air to dodge the incoming arrows. I soared right over the elven archer for a lethal plunging strike. I thought my movements would stabilize if I leveled up, but I'm still not quite back to my prime. Even though I'm a bit sloppy, my power is only relative to these weaklings. Her combat skills are not that great, and her defensive reflexes are way too slow to stop me. I sliced cleanly through her back in one swift motion. These elven archers are far too predictable in close quarters. She should have charged up front instead of hesitating with that tiny dagger. It does not matter to me, since I just got my hands on a very decent dagger.
You evil bastard, I will chop you into pieces. Taste the righteous fury of the forest, you monster.
I easily flipped my newly acquired dagger to parry her reckless thrust. With a quick flick of my wrist, I pushed her blade entirely off its trajectory. Hello there, princess. You really left yourself wide open. I violently slammed her delicate body straight into the hard stone stage.
Another loyal guard rushed in to pull me away from his deadly strike.
What kind of unexpected fire attack just blasted my back? Do you foolish elves seriously want to cook me into a flaming barbecue? I tightly grabbed the bleeding elf guard to use as a convenient shield. The massive fireball exploded directly against my screaming elf body shield.
It is absolutely unbelievable that he used our wounded comrade to block the flames.
Are you completely sure you want to shoot another fireball at me? I tossed the burnt elf away and closed the distance in a flash. I forcefully yanked the shining sword right out of her desperate grip. We only just met, but do you mind if I borrow this fine weapon for a moment? I bet you are a good singer based on how beautifully you scream. Wait, I can see something strange happening out of the corner of my eye. You better not die from something as pathetic as blood loss. If you die like this, all of your precious experience points will disappear into nothingness. Well, it was certainly nice knowing you while it lasted.
I will brutally kill that wretched human for what he did to my friends. Let your arrows fly, because I will never forgive him for this atrocity.
The furious earth and fire spirits are relentlessly swarming my position. These incredibly emotional elves are starting to become a massive nuisance. Elves get way too emotional because they live alongside each other as family for centuries. Their tight bonds make them incredibly weak and open when they witness their comrades die.
Secure the main exit and provide immediate cover for the man in the wolf mask.
Hurry up and flank those pointy-eared intruders before they regroup. Push them back with everything you have, you scumbags.
The guards are stealing my kills and all my precious experience is going down the drain. A rogue fireball violently exploded just a few feet away from my face. Even though the guards cornered them, the elves are holding up remarkably well.
Mighty spirits of nature, lend me your strength to repel these human slavers.
I really need to stop goofing off and level up before this situation turns lethal. I need to dive into this bloodbath ready to lose a finger or two. I ruthlessly drove my dagger straight through the back of another distracted distracted elf. Did you spirits really have to humiliate me the moment I decided to get serious? I will gladly take your precious life energy as the price for my severed finger. My high-level regeneration instantly reattached my severed finger with a bright flash. Is it just my imagination, or did my finger reattach a little bit crooked? That is upsetting to hear, especially since we have both committed a massive slaughter here. Just like my very first trial, the princess is the only elf left standing. But unlike that previous timeline, my actions have completely rewritten her destiny. Without a captive hostage to hold over her, the black market guards were entirely annihilated by Sylvia's rage. I can clearly see exactly how many human guards died by her hands today. She managed to massacre enough men to rapidly push herself all the way to level 288. That fierce battle allowed her to level up 4 separate times in a matter of minutes. Allow me to express my sincere gratitude to the princess, who will kindly donate her experience points to me.
I am going to tear your arrogant throat out for mocking my fallen kin.
There is no possible way I am going to let this massive chunk of experience escape me now.
You evil demon, I will make sure you die right here in this cavern with me.
The entire cavern floor is collapsing beneath us, so we need to evacuate immediately.
I know what you are planning, but burying this place will make these elf corpses completely useless to me. Their precious bodies will be chopped up and sold as magical catalysts for an absurdly high price.
You are absolutely right, which is exactly why I cannot run away and abandon my friends.
Does that mean you are actually planning to turn this cave into a mass grave for everyone here? You truly make me laugh, considering you are the one who selfishly dragged them all to their deaths.
This tragedy is entirely your fault, and it never would have happened without your demonic interference.
You blindly dragged your unprepared comrades into a brutal war because you wrongly assumed you would easily win. I casually wiped the fresh elven blood from my grinning face. You keep calling me a horrific demon, but I think you have a massive misunderstanding. I proudly stood tall as the brilliant aura of the chosen hero radiated around my body.
Wait a second, why did the devastating earthquake suddenly stop shaking the room?
Earth spirits, why have you suddenly stopped obeying my direct magical commands?
You need to show proper respect to the hero instead of acting like a self-righteous villain.
How could a vicious murderer like you possibly be the legendary chosen hero?
The elemental spirits naturally love the world, so they know exactly who is destined to save it. They desperately need the chosen hero alive so I can defeat Demon King Fedonar for them. Let us never cross paths for a third time in the future, Sylvia. The foolish future elf queen became a vital stepping stone for the brave hero by dying an honorable death.
It is said that when revenge and anger unite, they give birth to a bothersome daughter named Cruelty. The path of righteousness is as heavy as lead, while the temptation of evil is as light as a feather. Even if you somehow manage to defeat the Demon King again, actually graduating will remain an impossible challenge for you.
That is entirely unfair, because those aggressive elven terrorists violently attacked my position first.
Patience brings eternal peace, so would you not have achieved a much better outcome if you had simply waited? Do not act so hastily, and instead, take a calm look at the wonderful people standing right beside you. You must stop viewing your inherently weaker comrades as mere experience points meant for slaughter. Try to build a peaceful harmony with a warm smile, even if the others are not exactly to your liking.
Am I really supposed to somehow figure out how to build harmony with these absolute savages? She expects me to blindly figure out this ridiculous homework completely on my own, without any direct hints. I specifically ordered you to stay behind and clean up the massive mess back at the black market.
I already efficiently finished transporting all the elf corpses exactly like you instructed me to do. You explicitly wanted to prevent the black market smugglers from desecrating those elves as magical materials. It was deeply moving that you wanted to stop their sacred bodies from being butchered like simple meat. You are truly amazing for holding such profound respect, even for the dangerous enemies who tried to kill you. You even generously compensated the grieving families of the royal guards who bravely perished in that dark cavern.
Dragging all those heavy elf corpses up 5 massive flights of stairs was incredibly exhausting for the guards. I brilliantly used my leftover gold to purchase the elf corpses at a heavily discounted bulk price. Please tell me how your diplomatic negotiation with the grieving elf king went.
The recorded footage clearly proved their aggression, so an elven delegation will be visiting our kingdom very soon.
The wealthy elves will surely pay a hefty premium to retrieve the bodies of their fallen royal family. Saving this doomed world does not mean the greedy locals will ever give me free meals. I am just extremely glad these deceitful merchants have not tried to rip me off yet. Ever since I returned to town, absolutely everyone has continued mistaking me for a pathetic level 4 weakling. There are 0 surviving witnesses, forces, so the Elf King will easily believe his daughter perished while fighting the guards. I cleverly fooled this naive archaeologist into thinking the devastating cavern battle resulted in mutually assured destruction.
Hey little hero, there is a funny rumor going around that your sacred class has officially changed to Undertaker.
I must remain patient and not violently respond to this ignorant brute's childish provocations. I currently have no business here, since our mandatory training session does not officially begin until 2 days from now.
I am genuinely looking forward to forcefully testing your combat limits during your grand debut as our hero.
I glared right back at the burly level 291 Master Swordsman. Make sure you bring a shovel, because I will definitely be digging your grave during our session. I will gladly use my new Undertaker skills to personally prepare a fitting coffin for your incoming funeral, Alex.
You arrogant little brat, I will completely destroy you for daring to mock me.
Despite his official title, this massive knight is actually a born frontline tanker rather than a pure swordsman. Armies heavily prefer resilient meat shields capable of relentlessly protecting their squishy allies over brittle duelists. His ridiculous endurance allowed him to survive countless deadly battlefields and slowly build his legendary reputation over time. This furious gorilla will soon realize that my raw stats already far exceed his own physical limits. I am going to delightfully shock him by overpowering his supposedly unbreakable iron wall defenses.
If wars were won by talking, your incredibly sharp tongue could have easily defeated the Demon King already.
I actually highly doubt my conversational skills could ever manage to achieve a victory like that. That arrogant Demon King completely destroyed me in a fierce battle of words during my first trial.
I could easily push forward your scheduled training and violently teach you a lesson right now, hero.
I will gladly give you the severe beating you so desperately crave right here and now. But I am not in a hurry right now, so please get lost and leave me alone. If I suddenly overpowered him right in the middle of town, it would ruin my cover story completely. I desperately need a believable alibi for my sudden surge in power to avoid the Elf King's suspicions. I will simply claim that I rapidly leveled up by clearing the dangerous ancient ruins inside the forest. I am doing an absolutely spectacular job maintaining my patience like the annoying instructor ordered. I have successfully reached a zen state where his crude provocations simply flow past me like tranquil water.
Hero, please stop staring at your own reflection in the window and tell me our plans. I am so excited. So what exactly are we going to do with our free time today?
Why is she still acting so jumpy? As if I intentionally created a massive mountain of corpses yesterday.
Wait a moment, shouldn't we go check on that starving mercenary we purchased from the auction?
I originally planned to brutally murder him for experience, but I guess he can just carry my heavy bags instead. I wasted several agonizing years blindly searching for those hidden ancient ruins during my very first trial. Now I can effortlessly sprint straight to the exact destinations I need to visit. Has our new burly companion sufficiently recovered from his severe malnourishment yet?
He is devouring his meals so ferociously that he completely terrified the royal kitchen staff.
That aggressive appetite is entirely expected for a level 286 powerhouse. A high level in this world naturally increases a person's overall biological functions beyond normal human limits. It violently infuriates me that my 10 entire years of hard-earned levels were completely erased. This frustrating regression has fully convinced me of one disturbing truth about my life. The mysterious faculty members hiding in the shadows have absolute control over my fate. The gods of this world can effortlessly wipe away my fantastical skills on a whim. Magic and heavenly blessings are nothing but rented powers that do not truly belong to me. The immutable laws of pure science and physical anatomy are the only true powers I can rely on. I must stop depending on magical equipment, since I cannot take it with me when I return to Earth. I highly doubt they would let me take a magical sword back to modern society as a souvenir. I calmly scanned the surrounding marketplace stalls for any essential travel supplies. A burly man is aggressively chopping dried meat with a heavy iron cleaver. An older woman carefully wipes down a set of sturdy wooden shields.
Hero, are you gathering supplies because you plan on taking us on a grand adventure?
We are traveling to an ancient ruin that will take multiple days to reach even with the teleportation network. We will officially depart right after the elven diplomats hand over my massive pile of extortion money. Since I'm going to be ridiculously rich, I plan on traveling in the most luxurious carriage available. I refuse to let my precious time be wasted by some wandering idiot causing a local monster attack. Nor do I intend to waste an entire day fighting off pathetic roadside bandits on our way there. Buying temporary safety and time with large amounts of gold is the most reliable strategy in this world.
Leaving the capital for an extended trip requires the king's explicit royal permission first.
I know exactly what that greedy dumpling king desires, so he will definitely approve my trip. As long as I swear to return quickly, he will happily let me clear those dangerous ruins for him. The only slight issue is whether the king assigns Captain Alex to follow us as an irritating chaperone.
Hero, are we going to directly confront the terrifying monsters guarding the ancient ruins?
We are not going there to fight monsters, but rather to recruit an incredibly mighty being. If Tony was my spiritual teacher, the being inside those ruins is definitely my master in physical violence. I might have met him by chance before, but this time I can purposefully search for him right now.
Is the master you speak of some kind of ancient dragon?
To compare him to a flying lizard that cannot even act its own age is a massive insult.
It is just odd to see you respect someone so much, considering you always act like a grumpy know-it-all.
These people cannot even create flushable toilets with their fancy magic. So why in the world would I ever view those filthy barbarians as my equals?
I will go over what we need for this expedition, so please listen to me closely.
Hero, His Majesty the King, has been frantically looking all over for you.
Have the envoys from the elven country of Elfheim already arrived here? Could they be rushing here because their precious princess died during the black market raid? That actually works out perfectly for me, since I will not have to wait around any longer. The wise king may do as he pleases with them, as long as I get my promised money.
Well, refusing them is not going to be an easy task. The elven envoys are actually accompanied by Elfheim's very own first prince.
A royal elven prince is currently marching down the red carpet inside the palace. Damn it, why did the insanely strong middle boss have to show up so early? Since he specifically seeks my presence, there is no way I can avoid going to the reception now. The royal dining hall is filled with chattering nobles attending the formal evening reception. I am quietly leaning against a stone pillar while waiting for the boring event to finish.
What are you thinking about? Because it is my very first time seeing you this flustered.
I honestly had no idea that the first prince would accompany the delegation either. Royal arch-elves are theoretically immortal and represent one of the strongest races in this world. Since they never grow old and become immune to diseases, murder is the only way they die. Once you level up in this world, there is no way for those levels to naturally decrease. This means elves can eternally pile up their experience to become stronger forever. Skill ranks can decrease over time, but they can continuously rise if constantly polished. The heavy wooden doors creak open to reveal the legendary elven prince. A hero's privilege allows me to read levels, but it caps out at level 999. If their level is higher than that, all I can do is rely on luck to guess their true strength. I invested a long time into my training because I was watchful of this invisible level threshold. However, Demon King Fedonar was actually much weaker than I had originally expected. Based on the danger I sensed back then, this handsome elf prince is much more dangerous than the Demon King. The prince suddenly stops his approach and turns his attention toward my hiding spot.
I am Nasus, and it is an infinite honor to meet the legendary hero I've heard so much about. Please leave out the stiff title of prince and feel free to just call me Nasus.
Was this guy always such a likable character? Because I guess not all elves are savages like Sylvia. It is a pleasure to meet you, Nasus, and I sincerely wish for a day all humans and elves can reconcile.
I also share that exact same wish for a peaceful future between our people.
I firmly squeezed his hand to seal our newfound diplomatic friendship.
Let us all raise our glasses and toast for peace between humans and elves.
It will not hurt to become good friends with the middle boss by practicing what my instructor taught me.
My motherland is slowly meeting its end because the current elf king still chooses to look down on humans. Being practically immortal is both a great blessing and a terrible curse. Once you become careless, you fail to see that your long time has finally come to an end. I'm embarrassing myself in front of you because I drank way too much in my excitement today.
Level, appearance, abilities, and manners, there's not a single thing I dislike about this perfect gentleman. The current elf king is wasting his efforts on useless seclusion instead of interacting with humanity. He stuck to a strict policy of staying in the forest for hundreds of years. Even worse, he actually put that joke of a princess as his official successor. She never learned the virtues of a ruler and loved to sneak out of the kingdom to goof off. By the time she was made crown princess, she was so weak that a middle-rank demon could have beaten her.
Hey cutie, do you want to come over and sit down with us?
She would mercilessly burn any weaker humans alive like the cruel narcissist she had always been. Now I can clearly understand why the first prince staged a coup to strip them of the throne.
I warned Sylvia plenty of times not to look down on humans, but she would always laugh at my warnings.
The current elf king treasured his youngest daughter, who possessed a mental disease of hating humanity.
Please help us, hero, and we will do anything to support you in defeating the Demon King.
This beautiful glowing sword is the cherished spirit sword known as Enmian. Your amazing kindness in providing this weapon will definitely not be forgotten, Prince Nasus. I am smiling right now because there is no way I am ever giving this powerful treasure back to him. Thanks a lot for the free weapon, you naive elven sucker. This is the exact spirit sword I failed to obtain in my first trial even after helping Sylvia take the throne.
As if I would ever give a national treasure of our kingdom to a lowly human like you.
He is what I would call true king material, unlike that little spoiled brat Sylvia. But I do feel slightly bad that I am not going to return this sword to him anytime soon. It is his fault for asking me to return it after obtaining the holy sword, since I do not plan on finding it. This spirit sword is more than enough power for me to comfortably beat the Demon King. I do prefer a wild demon sword type because they are more alluring, but pure types like these are not bad either. That handsome bastard is definitely on to me, isn't he? Maybe he has already guessed that I am the human who brutally killed his younger sister. If he handed me this treasure just to test my reactions, he is quite the terrifying man. How could he possibly know that my biggest weakness is expensive materialistic offerings? The elven delegation is slowly loading up their carriages to depart from the kingdom.
Have a safe journey back to your beautiful forest homeland, Prince Nasus.
The elf carriages roll out of the royal gates under the bright morning sun. I am already very rich, just 3 days after starting my journey from scratch. I am currently sitting at level 204 with plenty of money for travel funds. I also secured my hands on the powerful spirit sword, Enmian. I even have a sturdy porter and an eager archaeologist assisting my journey.
I strongly object to this early departure, Your Majesty.
I am sure the hero has his reasons, so I have officially postponed his orientation for 10 days.
I will see you when I return from my trip, Alex. Lanavel, stop staring into space and take me to the magic tower immediately.
Are you really planning on using the expensive teleport rune instead of traveling by foot?
I do not care about building character like that, so just shut your mouth and guide the way. I can see that all the luggage preparations are finally done. Our starved mercenary slave is now fully equipped with proper travel gear. He looks a lot better now that he has cleaned up and put some muscle back on his skinny bones. He is perfectly suitable to be used as a human pack mule now. You over there with the heavy bags, what is your name?
I left behind my old name when I became a slave, so you can call me whatever you please, Master.
Thinking up a new name for this guy is going to be highly annoying. I really do not want to waste my precious time coming up with a name for a mere slave. Since you will just be my porter when I travel, I will simply call you Porter from now on.
Thank you for graciously granting me a new name, Master.
The bustling capital city streets are filled with noisy merchants today.
We are finally here, hero, because that tall building is the magic tower.
You can pay the magicians in this public facility to instantly use their teleport runes.
Magicians have a hard time living in normal cities among other people, like how oil cannot blend with water. Loud noises break their concentration, and magical explosions are far too dangerous for normal civilians. Their brilliant solution for living safely in the city was to simply build a massive high tower.
In this primitive world, buildings were almost never built higher than 3 stories, even in the big cities. By building a tower 10 floors high, they successfully secured a space to live in peaceful seclusion.
Thank you so much for visiting our grand magic tower today.
Here is His Majesty's official seal and permit for using the teleportation network.
You do not need to show me anything else, so please follow me right this way.
I am staring right at the sleeping figure of the great magician who runs this tower.
Great magician, please wake up and activate the teleport rune for these esteemed guests.
I am very sorry. I was just completely lost in the deep study of the unknown abyss.
You really promised to buy me a cake after my shift is over today. Now then, please stand firmly inside the magic circle drawn right in front of you.
Let the arcane energy flow and transport these travelers to their desired destination.
The intricate magical runes on the floor begin glowing with a blinding blue light. A brilliant pillar of light entirely engulfs our bodies as the spell activates.
Welcome, travelers. You have successfully arrived safely at your requested destination.
I genuinely love how my wealth reduced a miserable 1-year journey down to a mere second.
The entire temple is collapsing, so run for your lives toward the main entrance.
Why did you have to suggest we blindly explore a stupid booby-trapped temple, Lanuvel?
I am a dedicated archaeologist, so I simply cannot ignore historical ruins like that. Look out above you and dodge that falling rock, hero.
A massive stone pillar violently crashes down right where I was standing a second ago. Lanuvel, are you still alive under all that heavy rubble? Let go of me right now, because I need to go back and dig Lanuvel out.
We will all be buried alive if we do not hurry up and leave her behind.
Please do not worry about me and just run away from here, hero. I really wanted to see the end of of our grand adventure together with you. Please defeat the Demon King and bring everlasting peace back to this doomed world.
Lanavel, I promise I will not leave you to die in this dark cavern. A heavy boot firmly steps directly onto the fallen stone pillar. That cowardly red-haired knight just stomped on the rocks to propel herself forward. I forcefully grit my teeth as hot tears stream down my dirt-covered face. It totally serves her right for dragging me into this miserable fantasy world. The main culprit who selfishly summoned me here actually died all on her own. I will gladly celebrate tonight with a drink all by myself now that she is finally gone. I stare blankly into the crackling campfire later that evening.
I am getting quite hungry, so hurry up and prepare our dinner, hero.
Make sure you do all of our dirty laundry while you are at it, kid.
When you are done cooking, properly secure the camping grounds and organize our heavy luggage.
The agonizing reality of losing my dedicated maid suddenly hits me like a brick wall. I am the legendary chosen hero, so why are you useless fools making me do all the daily chores? Come to think of it, none of my current party members know how to properly do chores. I entirely forgot about domestic duties because La Nouvelle had been flawlessly doing all the work until she died. Right, how could I possibly forget about my newly acquired slave?
I might be a captive slave right now, but I was once a royal princess who never did a single chore. You and your rotten mind need to be taught a severe lesson for trying to force these menial tasks onto women.
If I knew things were going to turn out like this, I would have treated La Nouvelle far better. A tear rolls down my bruised cheek as I desperately miss her convenient domestic skills. I definitely would have saved her life and kept her around purely to handle the exhausting camp chores.
It is time to eat your delicious dinner now, hero.
Hero, are you feeling all right after taking that bumpy teleportation trip?
I quickly open my eyes and flinch away from the sudden voice calling my name. I cannot believe I actually saw an angelic halo around her annoying face, even for a brief moment.
You fell fast asleep halfway through our transit, so we are currently resting in the waiting room.
I must have been way too relaxed just because things were going very smoothly today. Wait a minute. If La Nouvelle is sitting over there, then whose soft thighs am I resting my head on right now? I forcefully scramble away from the smiling mercenary's muscular lap in pure horror.
I am extremely glad that my lap could help you sleep so peacefully, hero.
I am trembling with pure disgust at the horrifying thought of napping on a burly man's lap. If I aggressively break his legs right now, he will not be able to carry my heavy bags anymore. We step out of the magical tower and into the bright sunlight of the allied country's streets.
I slowly exhale a deeply exhausted breath as we walk down the road.
Why in the world are you sighing like that? Are you somehow unhappy about something?
This rapid journey does not feel like a real adventure at all.
You are seriously whining after I generously let you tag along using my own hard-earned money. You would already be dead by now if you were not decently fluent in daily life magic spells.
I think she has a valid point, because how will we raise our combat levels if we simply teleport everywhere?
I did not ask for your annoying opinion, so just shut your mouth and quietly follow me.
I have been to this desert city before, and the official mercenary agency is located right over there.
Why in the world would I ever want to visit a smelly mercenary agency?
We could catch a ride in a merchant carriage and help protect them from monsters to gradually build our combat reputation.
I certainly do not have the patience for such useless part-time escort jobs. We are going to entirely forget about joining a slow merchant caravan.
If you don't have time for side jobs, then why are you not acting like we are in a frantic hurry?
The honest truth is that I am not in a hurry at all, because the Demon King patiently waited 10 entire years for me. If we bother hanging around playing cheap guards for random merchants, it will only brutally slow us down. The sun quietly sets as we continue traveling directly toward our final destination.
How can a righteous hero desperately try to avoid all of the meaningful adventures on his journey?
It would honestly make you feel much better if I constantly struggled as much as possible, right?
You must stop abusing your massive experience booster and naturally raise your level through genuine encounters. The heaviest burden of any great traveler is walking with an entirely empty pocket.
Yes, teacher, you are entirely correct about the true value of an honest journey.
Hero, is this remote village hidden in the mountains our final destination?
Just securely shut your mouth, especially while we are standing in such a highly sacred place like this. The rustic village layout looks exactly the same as it did during my very first trial. Master Molang, are you currently awake and resting inside your humble home?
I have no idea who this mysterious master could possibly be.
I am an unworthy hero hero who has traveled far to respectfully receive your divine teachings today.
Did he just call out for a person named Master Malling?
Be quiet immediately, because this house is exactly where the greatest being in the world currently resides. We respectfully stand in front of the large wooden doors of the Master's dojo. The wooden door slowly opens to reveal a highly unexpected face.
Who are you people, and how exactly do you know about our precious Molong?
When I first visited this peaceful village during my original trial, she was already an adult. It feels like my memories from the first trial are just delusions since I arrived 9 years early.
Hero, is this really the great being you have been frantically searching for?
Shut your mouth immediately, because I will never forgive you for mocking such a magnificent master.
Are you blind? Because we could have found a bunch of those slimy things in the kingdom sewers.
You need to understand that this majestic creature is definitely not just some ordinary slime. His unique squishiness is entirely different from any other monster in this primitive world. Little girl, would you mind letting me hold on to our lovely, squishy friend for just a moment?
You have to promise me that you will not hurt our precious Molong.
This beautiful, bouncing slime is easily the most perfect living creature I have ever known. This wonderful, squishy sensation is exactly the sacred feeling I have been searching for. The flawed human body is nothing but a fragile prison constructed of brittle bones and joints. We humans constantly suffer from the pathetic weakness of being unable to regenerate our lost limbs. Desperate humans foolishly try to compensate for their weak bodies by borrowing the magical powers of fantasy. Even without a brain, slimes possess rich emotions and can move their jiggly bodies freely by pure will. They are the very beings who grant me profound scientific insight that far exceeds mere magic.
Hero, why are you suddenly shivering and laughing like a creepy villain?
I sincerely apologize for failing to take your deep biological teachings seriously during my previous trial. I promise to engrave your brilliant teachings directly into my very soul this time around.
What in the world is he suddenly trying to do right now?
I aggressively rip off my shirt to truly feel his squishy resonance. Witness the glorious physical enlightenment passed down by Master Mulling.
How did his scrawny body transform into a massive mountain of muscles?
Step back right now, Lanivel, before your reckless jumping hurts Master Mulling. It makes sense that primitive savages like you cannot comprehend basic biological functions like protein assimilation. The autonomic nervous system handles critical functions like hormone secretion and muscle formation without conscious effort. Unlike humans, slimes possess the unique ability to consciously control every single part of their squishy bodies. That supreme biological control is unfortunately impossible for them to easily explain to other species. Only a master who maintains that divine squishy rhythm all day long can pass this sacred knowledge to humanity. By closely feeling Master Molleng's rhythm, I can manually command my muscles to rapidly grow. This great being unconsciously spreads the pure intuition of biological control directly through physical touch. I obtained this sacred knowledge by touching his jiggly body, and his greatness genuinely moves me to tears. Thank you so much for sharing your profound physical mastery with me, Master Molling.
You are finally starting to learn how to properly respect your elders, young man. I honestly cannot comprehend how you consider serving a mere slime to be a meaningful achievement.
Why are you trying to lecture me about effort when I do not care about how others struggle? You have zero right to lecture me about effort after erasing 10 brutal years of my hard work.
It is entirely true that we trampled on your decade of martial effort, so I sincerely apologize on behalf of the staff.
Well, I certainly did not expect her to actually give me a genuine apology. I managed to beat up the Demon King before even mastering Mollung's biological teachings. The next step on my agenda is to craft a believable alibi explaining my rapid growth to level 204. There is a convenient creature nearby that will perfectly satisfy my need for flashy combat achievements. I will definitely need a major reputation boost if I want to finally return to my beloved home planet. I am going to do everything in my power to officially graduate from this miserable fantasy world. Those annoying teachers evaluate heroes based entirely on combat capabilities, achievements, reputation, and personality. By the end of my first trial, I possessed enough strength to slaughter the Demon King on my own. I was mercilessly exploited for 10 whole years doing endless quests, so my reputation and achievements naturally piled up over time. I refused to waste my precious time doing free volunteer work just to build up a good reputation.
Hero, aren't you finished with your strange business regarding that squishy creature? We really should start heading back toward the kingdom capital before something dangerous happens out here in the wild.
You need to consider that this remote border village has zero protection from the countless monsters roaming this forest.
It is amazing that you want to delay our schedule just to bravely clear out the nearby threats.
I am greatly honored to carry my spear for a righteous hero who cares so deeply about innocent lives.
I merely understand that certain hidden achievements provide a far better cost-to-benefit ratio than simple escort missions. The massive target waiting inside this specific cave is the absolute perfect stepping stone for my reputation.
Stop right there, you violent human invaders.
Why in the world are those annoying idiots standing directly in my path? You fools cannot seriously intend to leave a dangerous young dragon roaming free near a populated village.
I will never allow you humans to meaninglessly murder a sacred creature of nature.
That arrogant elf princess is once again testing the very limits of my patience.
Hero, is it truly necessary to use violence when historical texts say young dragons are naturally gentle?
A true legendary hero is chosen by the gods to deliver hope, not bring senseless death.
I slowly crack my knuckles while desperately forcing a bright smile onto my twitching face. Hunting this beast would grant me enormous experience points, and a dragon heart perfectly suited for suppressing the Demon King. These pathetic hypocrites constantly talked about peace, while actively preventing me from gaining the strength needed to save them. I will not allow a single one of these cowards to sabotage my graduation this time. Securing the grand title of Dragon Slayer is an absolute necessity for my clean reputation. Slaying a naive dragon is the ultimate achievement that explains my high power level. Surely that annoying morals instructor cannot complain if I courageously eliminate a terrifying legendary beast. The problem is that my two current companions are stubbornly sticking right by my side tonight. Having these two useless baggage handlers hovering around me is incredibly restrictive. I cannot let La Nouvelle die here, or that wretched instructor will deduct massive points from my reputation score. A massive green hand violently crushes the bark of a nearby tree.
The large forest territory belongs to us, you foolish little humans.
These muscular green beasts are essentially pig goblins due to their uniquely hideous snouts. Orcs naturally congregate around rich mana sources, making them the absolute perfect targets for quick experience farming. You two weaklings need to stay out of my way while I handle these brutes. I confidently step out from the bushes to directly confront the roaming orc patrol.
What is a weak little human doing, wandering into our sacred hunting grounds?
Fighting even a highly inexperienced dragon is bound to be a tough physical challenge. I will use this entire orc colony to warm up my rusty combat skills.
Please do not leave us behind because we can fight alongside you against these monsters.
Trapping those two freeloaders here will give me the perfect distraction to hunt the dragon in total secrecy. It seems these primitive brutes still have the will to fight despite fearing my legendary spirit sword. It is convenient that my passive taunting skill forces them into blind aggression.
I am going to smash your tiny human skull into a bloody pulp.
The massive orc brings his heavy wooden club crashing down toward my head. I dodge his clumsy attack and swing my glowing blade right at his torso. The powerful spirit energy shocks his thick green skin upon impact.
My right arm was just severed from my body.
So it looks like the rest of the noisy patrol squad finally decided to show up. Massacring these small fries is an honest leveling method that even my strict instructor would approve of.
Do not worry, Hero, because Porter and I are rushing in to assist you right now.
I ordered both of you weaklings to stay far away from this dangerous front line. I cannot efficiently farm these stupid monsters if you two keep trying to steal my kills.
We will surround the tiny humans and rip them apart with our bare hands.
The sneaky archer hiding in the backlines boldly fires a wooden arrow at my blind spot. The sharp projectile rapidly flies directly toward my unprotected flank. I intentionally allow the wooden arrow to deeply pierce into my left bicep. Thanks to Master Mauling's biological teachings, my reinforced muscles can shatter their crude iron weapons. Taking all these direct hits is causing my endurance skill to skyrocket. While some fragile duelists prefer avoiding damage entirely, relying purely on raw durability is far superior. I repel the bulky brutes just by expanding my hardened muscles. Damn it, another stray arrow violently jammed itself right into my left butt cheek. I aggressively glare at the sneaky green archer hiding amongst the dense bushes. A chaotic battlefield always has a blind spot where cowardly rangers can strike you. I firmly clench my muscular glutes and easily snap the arrow shaft into pieces.
How did that terrifying human just break my arrow using only his bare backside? I need to retreat into the deep forest before that monster rips me apart.
Stand aside, Hero, because I will easily finish off that fleeing brute with my high-level magic.
Why do you constantly insist on stealing my precious experience points right out from under me? We must let one survivor escape so he can lead us straight back to their main camp.
Please let me use a cleansing spell because you are currently drenched in gross monster blood.
I specifically left this foul blood on me to mask my human scent from their sensitive snouts.
We will slaughter the human intruders who dared to attack our brave patrol teams.
Since they are trapped by the southern river, you two will heroically block their escape while I attack the north gate.
I will not back down now because I proudly promise to assist the legendary hero on his righteous journey. Witness the devastating arcane magic of a fully trained royal court archaeologist. I will obliterate this entire western flank right now and prove my immense worth to the party. Take this destructive burst of pure magical lightning directly to your ugly face.
A massive pillar of brilliant arcane energy violently strikes the western edge of the valley. It looks like my clueless companions triggered their magical distractions exactly on cue. Every single guard stationed at the north gate is rushing off to fight my 2 expendable meat shields. I can assassinate the powerful tribal chief, while his loyal guards are distracted by La Nouvelle's flashy magic. I quietly peel back the thick hide flap to slip directly into the chief's private sleeping quarters.
Oh, thank goodness! The kingdom finally dispatched a brave rescue party to save me. Hurry up and cut me down, human, because my royal father will gladly shower you with endless gold.
That glowing quest marker hovering above her head violently triggers my deeply ingrained trauma. Getting violently entangled with demanding royal hostage quests always results in a massive headache for me. These arrogant elites always force me into lethal danger, and then toss me a few pitiful coins as a reward. I flash a cruel smile right at the foolish elf hanging over my head. You just hang quietly right there, while I slip away to finish my personal business. I refuse to get derailed by some random side quest during this streamlined playthrough. No amount of extra gold is worth the terrible hassle of dragging that idiot back to her forest. The massive tribal leader is vulnerable while sleeping beneath his grisly bone throne. His level is significantly lower than my previous timeline, likely because I arrived 9 years early. I eagerly draw my glowing blade to harvest his massive bounty of experience points. Let us test the lethal cutting power of Prince Nasus's precious spirit sword. You should feel honored to die by a legendary weapon that outclasses your primitive rank.
Wait a minute. I easily recognize the unique shape of that glowing weapon. How in the world does a dirty human possess the sacred blade of my royal brother? Someone help us right now, because a wretched human thief is stealing our sacred royal treasure. Wake up, you stupid green monsters, and arrest this human before he loots your camp.
Did this brainless hostage just purposefully awaken the lethal monster guarding her cage? The enormous orc slowly stands up and menacingly glares down at my glowing weapon. You look quite furious that I woke you up, but I am equally enraged that my assassination failed. The furious warlord heavily grips his giant rusted blade as I violently lunge forward to strike.
I will crush your frail human body for daring to trespass in my private tent.
His raw physical strength is massive, but his pathetic combat skills make his heavy swings painfully slow. Stand completely still and surrender your bountiful experience points to the chosen hero. I casually aim my glowing blade right at his thick throat while he struggles on the ground.
Do not let that human bastard escape with our sacred elven artifact. Every single guard needs to rush in here and execute this arrogant thief immediately.
I shoot a piercing death glare directly at the noisy hostage, continuously ruining my quiet operation. These lunatics actually bombarded their own leader's tent just to smoke me out into the open. I never understood why an overwhelmingly powerful elf was captured by low-level grunts here. I forcefully slam my heavy boot straight into the screaming brute's vulnerable chest. Harvesting the massive levels of both the captive royal elf and the tribal chief will yield phenomenal results. Combining those 2 huge bounties with my experience multiplier will trigger an explosive level up. Since stealth is ruined, I will butcher this entire screaming horde right here and now. I point my brilliantly glowing spirit sword directly at the swarming sea of angry green faces. Charge at me all at once so I can exterminate you without wasting any more time.
We will tear you limb from limb and feast on your flesh tonight.
I smile viciously as the deafening rumble of 5,000 heavy footsteps shakes the valley floor. I violently propel myself directly into the chaotic fray with a burst of pure muscular power. My glowing blade shreds through their bulky green torsos like a hot knife through butter. This is a glorious feast of experience points serving as the perfect warm-up exercise. Fighting these weaklings makes me feel exactly like my old peak self, even if they are 10 times weaker. A massive fireball violently detonates mere inches away from my unprotected backside. The cowardly shamans rapidly rain down a deadly barrage of scorching magical projectiles from the high ground. The entire battlefield is engulfed by a blinding inferno of destructive arcane flames. I enthusiastically burst through the thick black smoke without slowing down my lethal momentum. No matter how many times these weaklings scorch my flesh, my body easily ignores the pain. Master Molling's divine teachings allow me to regenerate my burnt tissues during active combat.
Please hurry up and save us, hero, because our defensive line is completely crumbling. My magical reserves are drained, and my trembling arms are about to give out.
I honestly forgot that those two weaklings were holding the other gate.
The fragile human spellcaster is out of energy, so rip her apart immediately.
I violently launched myself across the entire tribal camp to intercept the advancing horde.
We genuinely thought we were gonna be eaten alive before you miraculously swooped in.
I calmly sheathed my glowing blade and sharply glared down at my exhausted slave. Why did you stubbornly risk your miserable life trying to hold off an impossible tide of monsters? You could have abandoned the barricade and retreated into the dark woods when things got overwhelming.
I lightly grip my trusty spear and genuinely smile up at my aggressive master. You generously purchased me from that dark auction, so my pathetic life belongs entirely to you now.
I deeply sigh while rubbing the back of my neck to hide my intense frustration. I honestly expected that kind of fiercely loyal sentiment from someone like Princess Sylvia instead. I desperately tried for years to earn that exact type of loyalty from my previous ungrateful companions.
You truly need to return to the village with us so your battered body can properly heal.
I must hunt down the remaining stragglers alone, because your exhausted bodies will only drag me down. Deliver that annoying princess directly to her royal brother, and aggressively demand a massive financial reward.
I warned you that I would unexpectedly return to evaluate your terrible moral conduct. You ended that poor elf's life without a second thought, but life is just a long journey toward death.
You are entirely wrong about me giving up on her, because I let her precious experience points become a part of my own body. Achieving that kind of naive happiness is much easier said than done. I scratch the back of my head in mild frustration. I will worry about all of that nonsense after I finish eating up this juicy dragon. The giant beast is fast asleep inside the dark cavern. A massive pink eye snaps open in the darkness. The enraged dragon lets out a deafening roar right in my face. This towering monstrosity is definitely not the tiny young dragon I fought in my first trial. My hero's status window confirms that this is the level 999 Chaos Dragon. I leap backward as the colossal beast swings its giant claw at me. I keep forgetting that my body has not fully adapted to its old peak performance yet. It has only been a single week since I was summoned into this miserable world. The terrifying black dragon screeches and thrashes its massive head around.
Hero, are you feeling all right down there on the ground?
Captain Alex must have beaten me up during a training session while my mind was distracted. This ghost dragon King Nebius is considered one of the 5 disasters of Fantasia. I casually turn my back toward the snarling monster. I need to change my entire battle plan and start sprinting in the opposite direction. Its status effect says dusk, which means this ancient beast is nearing the end of its life. I would become a total laughingstock if people found out I ran away from a dying monster. I sprint down the rocky mountain path as fast as my legs can carry me. I glance back over my shoulder to check the distance. Please just let me go in peace. Interpretation skills do not work on dragons, so it cannot understand my desperate pleas. This cruel species is famous for possessing multiple high-tier skills and slaughtering countless victims for experience. I doubt a hot-tempered beast like that would just let a trespasser walk away. The ground shakes beneath my running boots. The massive dragon bursts right out of the cavern entrance. It locks its glowing pink eyes directly onto my tiny running figure. The creature rears its head back and prepares to launch an attack. It spreads its enormous leathery wings and takes to the sky. I stop to catch my breath since the terrifying roaring finally stopped. A glowing purple liquid begins welling up inside the monster's throat. I resume my frantic sprinting as a shadow looms over me. The dragon unleashes a devastating torrent of purple energy right behind me. The intense shockwave rattles the wooden shelves inside a distant village home.
Please stay safe in my arms, Molong.
Hero, please tell me you're all right out there.
That falling tree branch would have crushed my skull if I had not dodged in time. I immediately activate my physical customization to maximize my body's natural recovery rate. I amplify my blood flow to detoxify the lethal poison seeping into my arm, as long as my brain remains intact. Master Molling's teachings allow me to recover from anything. That monster's poisonous breath attack is melting the very bones of the forest creatures. If I make a single wrong move, this deadly venom will flow straight down into the mountain village. Hey, you overgrown ancient lizard. Are you blind? Because your your aiming accuracy is total garbage. Why don't you crawl back into your dirty cave and let the earthworms eat your rotting flesh? The beast gathers another massive ball of bright purple energy in its jaws. It seems furious that its initial poison attack failed to melt my body. You are way too slow to hit me, you flying fossil. As long as the breath attack misses my head, my antibodies will easily neutralize the venom. This is the ultimate poison therapy for rapid skin regeneration. I managed to redirect its attacks away from the village, but how long can I keep this up?
What is that terrifying purple cloud falling from the sky?
I sprint past the bewildered orc guards stationed near the valley. I leap right over their thick heads and continue my frantic escape. The dragon's venomous beam obliterates the orcs in an instant. That is exactly what you ugly pigs get for blocking my path. The pumping adrenaline gives me a brilliant idea to turn this crisis into a massive opportunity. The toxic clouds continue raining destruction down upon the rocky landscape. Another earth-shattering blast strikes the high ridges of the mountain. The local monsters stare up at the sky in sheer panic. I slide down the steep incline directly toward a massive monster camp. The giant boar chief looks up just as I descend upon his tribe. I flip through the air right into the center of the bewildered horde. I have found the perfect targets to soak up this incoming damage. I dash straight past the confused warlord with a massive grin on my face. The tribal leader watches me run away with utter confusion. A colossal pillar of purple dragon breath slams directly into their camp. The high-level monsters are paralyzed and dying from the acidic venom. The Ghost Dragon King has generously prepared a wonderful feast of experience points for me. I raise my sword high above the trembling boar chief's head. Please allow me to dig into this free meal. I plunge my blade down to execute the dying beast. Everything around the impact zone turns into pre-cooked experience waiting to be harvested. The dragon screeches in frustration as it circles back around. It flaps its decaying wings to reposition for another devastating strike. We never planned this coordinated attack, but we make a fantastic team together. The beast unleashes yet another sweeping torrent of purple fire. The sheer force of the blast creates a towering geyser of toxic energy. The warning bells ring loudly across the kingdom's distant cities. The massive bronze bell swings to signal the incoming catastrophe.
The Ghost Dragon King Nebius has appeared, so run for your lives. Where is the legendary Dragon Slayer when we need him?
The giant shadow of the ancient dragon eclipses the kingdom's architecture. The furious beast continues its relentless pursuit across the sky. It blasts a blinding ray of destructive magic directly onto my path. I sprint right through the heart of the explosion without slowing down. Pumping my adrenaline allows me to ignore the pain and keep moving forward. I slice through a towering cyclops as I dash through the toxic fog. Do you see how easy this is, you overgrown lizard? A single taste of that poison leaves these formidable monsters helpless on the ground. My status attributes skyrocket as I absorb massive amounts of free experience. The Ghost King and I form an unstoppable duo as we massacre demons across the continent. His breath annihilates the corrupted forest monsters lurking in the shadows. I stand victorious atop a mountain of broken weapons as the dragon flies overhead. All those annoying little threats were swept away like dust in front of a vacuum cleaner. I flash a bright smile as my strength continues to surge. In just a couple of days, my level has nearly reached its maximum limit. I will need to start a massive war with the Demon King to find any more experience. The massive dragon suddenly plummets from the sky and crashes hard into the dirt. I had a lot of fun traveling with you, my scaly friend. After flying relentlessly for days, the Ghost Dragon King finally succumbed to old age. It looks like even a legendary disaster, like you cannot escape the passage of time. You chased me until your joints dislocated and severe dehydration set in. Our time together was short, but I enjoyed leveling up alongside you. This must be exactly what the morals instructor meant by cherishing special new bonds. I stand before the collapsed giant as its body continues spewing toxic fumes. The surrounding ground boils and melts under the sheer concentration of its venom.
Countless cities were destroyed, and half the continent is now uninhabitable because of you. I waited for the battle to end because I did not want to interfere, but now the world is ruined. You destroyed half the central continent with that dragon's rampage. This tragedy happened because you blindly trusted the outdated information from your first trial.
Because of this mess, I cannot afford to worry about my reputation score right now. The dying dragon glares at me with its single remaining eye. If you had simply rested in your nest, you could have lived for another full year. I place my bare hand against its rough, scaly snout. The fearsome beast lets out one final pathetic groan. I stare deeply into the dying eyes of the legendary catastrophe. You look like you do not even have the strength to lift your heavy head anymore. I firmly grip the hilt of Enmian and raise it toward the sky. The monster watches my glowing blade without attempting to resist. I drive the spirit sword directly into the center of its massive forehead. The tough scales begin to crack and squirm around my embedded weapon. Gross purple blisters rapidly form all over the dragon's decaying face. A massive geyser of corrupted energy erupts from the wound. This bastard is unleashing a final flood of poison to cause destruction until its very last breath. All of the dragon's chaotic energy turns into raw experience points and flows directly into my body. I cannot stop myself from laughing as my power surges beyond human limits. My race, status, and skills have all been entirely overridden by the word chaos.
It is entirely impossible for a mere hero candidate to hunt down the Chaos Dragon.
A glowing purple heart materializes right out of the fading toxic mist. If I knew I would encounter the Ghost Dragon King instead of a young whelp, I never would have come here.
Wait a moment, Student Kang. What in the world are you trying to do?
I am simply trying to figure out what this mysterious mosaic skill is.
The dragon's heart holds its ultimate power, and a situation like this has never happened before. You must not touch that dangerous item until the higher faculty members examine it.
Your strict teaching methods are way too old-fashioned for my tastes, instructor. If a Pandora's box was truly never meant to be opened, you shouldn't have put anything inside it. The basic instinct of wanting to do exactly what we are told not to do is what built human civilization. I tightly grip the pulsating heart with a manic grin spreading across my face. The heavy organ throbs and leaks thick purple fluid onto my skin. I open my mouth wide and take a massive bite out of the squishy heart. It tastes like a bizarre mixture of raw liver, gelatin, and spoiled beef. A sudden jolt of electricity forces my eyes wide open. The terrible visage of the ghost dragon flashes directly through my mind. I scream in sheer agony as thick purple smoke erupts from my eye sockets. The intense aura of chaotic energy entirely envelops my screaming body. My veins bulge and my skin cracks under the immense pressure. This agonizing sensation of being put through a meat blender is probably what perverted martial artists yearn for. I let out a casual yawn as the supposedly unbearable pain washes over me. Since I manually maximized my body's endorphin production, this is basically just surgery with local anesthesia. This process is highly boring, so when will it finally be over? The purple storm clears, leaving me standing perfectly fine under a bright blue sky. I raise my hand to check if that mysterious mosaic skill has unlocked. The glitched boxes on my status window have finally resolved into readable text. Well, alright. It looks like the skill is finally active. The status window reveals an F-rank skill simply titled, You Don't Forget. What does that even mean? What exactly am I not supposed to forget? I lazily stretch my arms behind my head without a care in the world. I do not care if the new skill is a complete dud, because making that smug instructor panic was highly rewarding. Just thinking back to her terrified face makes me feel much better. Now it is time to head back to the village and reunite with Master Molling. I stroll right up to the front door of the rustic village tavern.
Hero, we were so worried that something terrible had happened to you.
You guys certainly look terrified with your mouths full of roasted meat. Did you seriously bother the village leader to prepare this massive feast just for yourselves?
The elf undertaker arrived with a massive pile of gold sent directly from Prince Nasus.
I will let this slide since Master Molling looks happy eating that fresh bread.
Everyone was very worried since we hadn't heard from you in a whole week.
Wait a second. Do you guys seriously not know what I was out there doing?
You never told us your plans, and then that Ghost Dragon King suddenly appeared out of nowhere. We thought you got caught up in that disaster and died. The monster's breath caused such massive destruction that I thought the world was actually ending. Countless brave heroes set out to slay the dragon, but none of them ever returned alive.
Half of the central continent is now unfit for human habitation.
Wait, this massive catastrophe brings up a very concerning point about my reputation score. No one could possibly recognize a hero who was just summoned 15 days ago from that distance. Since I technically turned half the continent to ashes, my reputation score is definitely doomed. Wait, since there are 0 survivors to testify against me, my score hasn't actually dropped yet. You two better brace yourselves, because the Ghost Dragon King has been slain by yours truly. Lanovel and Porter stare at me in stunned silence. Their eyes nearly pop out of their skulls as the shocking truth registers. I proudly recount the epic tale of how I bravely defeated the beast with my own hands. Of course, I conveniently edit out the part where I woke it up to wreak havoc. If word ever got out about my instigation, my precious reputation would be ruined forever.
That is truly amazing, Hero, because you took care of a legendary disaster all by yourself.
I was actually worried you guys wouldn't believe my heroic story.
I never doubted your greatness for a second since the day you bought me at the auction.
In my first trial, I was just a pathetic level 10 greenhorn around this time. I need to hunt down an even bigger threat in front of a massive crowd to truly cement my reputation. Let's pack our bags and go hunt down the real big guns of this world. Isn't it the hero's sacred duty to eliminate the rest of the 5 disasters so the people can sleep in peace? What exactly do you mean by asking about our return?
There is only 1 day left until your mandatory combat orientation with Captain Alex.
I was so blinded by my desire for reputation that I forgot about my old comrade. I can never forget the painful physical promise I made with him. Since I am in a good mood today, how do you suggest I handle Alex?
The elven undertakers sent by Prince Nasus arrived to share an urgent message. The tragic corpse we sent them belonged to a royal guardian knight of Elfheim.
So it turns out there was another secret royal guard hidden in the black market.
Since average elves hover around level 100, reaching level 800 requires immense talent.
Getting involved in this messy political situation will only waste my precious time. I understand your point, so just shut your mouth for a moment. Bury the rest of that boring tale deep within your heart. Searching for the Queen's captured knights is none of my business.
How could you possibly know those details without hearing the rest of my story?
I am a seasoned hero, with a full decade of future experience to draw upon. You always drag trouble right to my doorstep, just like during my first trial. What do you think that massive dust cloud in the forest could be?
A heavy wooden wheel is rushing across the dirt road at an incredible speed.
Please whip the horses and drive this carriage faster.
I will shoot down the driver with my bow right now.
The driver was just struck in the back by a massive wooden arrow. Please hold on to the reins and keep the horses moving.
I have definitely seen that fancy carriage being chased by bandits before. That blade emblem belongs to the crown princess of the Holy Empire. During my previous life, I fought hard to place her on the throne. There is only one reason why someone so mighty would flee toward the border. Her greedy uncle must have succeeded in staging another violent coup against her. The current emperor should have lived 5 more years, unless Nebius attacked his capital. A righteous hero must always spare time to help those in desperate need.
Look up at the sky, because the Ghost Dragon King is coming back as a zombie. We need to evacuate this village before that monster destroys everything.
I will spit a massive glob of toxic energy directly at the carriage path. The explosive purple venom obliterates the dirt road right behind them. The violent shockwave shatters the carriage and sends the royal princess tumbling outside.
Hero, I do not see anything that resembles a giant zombie dragon anywhere. I suppose making a mistake like that is actually a great thing for our safety.
I should have realized her cruel nature when she ordered us to execute all usurpers. Looking at her brings back terrible memories of people hating me for serving her.
Did all those poor travelers just die from that sudden toxic explosion?
The Holy Empire will remain much more peaceful under the usurper's rule anyway. The Crown Princess used her famous wits to execute anyone who opposed our party. What I did just now was a brilliant move to avoid a terrible escort quest. I guess my desperate efforts to fake a monster attack were in vain.
I should have taught our fragile hero some proper perseverance during his orientation.
You cannot push him again because he barely woke up from your last brutal session.
A righteous hero draws his true strength from an unbreakable spirit, not mere levels. Everything depends on how many times a warrior is willing to get back up after falling.
We were very fortunate that the Ghost Dragon King flew away from our kingdom.
Forget about Master Molang, because it is a miracle we returned via teleportation.
We are still an entire day late for your scheduled military orientation. A formal promise to His Majesty should be kept strictly even by a chosen hero.
The king snaps his fingers to command his loyal guards. I will unleash my chaotic purple aura to intimidate this foolish monarch.
Welcome to the Royal Training Grounds, because it is time for your long-awaited orientation. Looking at your scarless skin proves you have never endured proper martial training. The best sword in the kingdom will raise you into a magnificent savior.
That arrogant brute believes he can train me in a very short time. The royal priests are gathered here just to heal the victims of his violence bonanza.
Those devoted priests will carry the heavy burden of keeping you alive during this session.
Our doomed world does not have much time left before destruction arrives. I need to teach you quickly by fighting you like a real enemy. Facing a lethal threat is the only way to raise your combat skills.
Do you honestly think I will hold back against a pathetic beginner?
Do not worry about dying, because the priests over there will heal your broken bones. I see you trying to weasel your way out, but the fate of humanity depends on this.
I have no time to listen to a weak grasshopper whining about duty. Tell me, Alex, shouldn't you be the one receiving basic combat training right now?
Who do you think you are mocking with your pathetic lack of experience?
I am giving you sincere advice, considering I wiped out an entire ore camp. I also managed to slay the infamous Ghost Dragon King all by myself.
That is exactly how you should bluff your enemies in combat.
Those annoying knights think I'm lying just to escape this stupid exercise? With my massive power level, I could easily decimate 1,000,000 men like Alex. What does this strange new F-rank skill even do for my combat potential?
No one will give you a polite light warning during a life or death battle. You must constantly be aware of sudden ambushes just like this. Take this barrage of heavy punches directly to your fragile face.
He is throwing a setup punch to distract me while aiming for a different target. I simply deflect his incoming fist and deliver a kick to his leg. Getting hit in the stomach would gross me out, so I will intercept his leg instead. My powerful kick shatters the captain's shin bone upon impact. Stop your pathetic whining on the floor and get back up, Alex.
Your enemy will never show you this kind of patience during a real fight. I swear I will kill you for humiliating me in front of my men.
You might be called the Sword King eventually, but right now you are a weakling. You cannot even handle a few lesser demons, yet you want to teach me? I grab his hair and remind him that he lacks real battle experience. Do not judge a book by its cover, because careful people always hide their true strength. All fights have a 50% win rate, meaning you either win or die. A brazen idiot like you always ignores this rule and gets killed early.
Release your grip on my hair right now, you arrogant little brat.
Please stop this right now, because you will kill Captain Alex at this rate.
Since you are still in denial, I will give you the most important lesson of all. Aren't I a much more considerate teacher than you ever were to me? Do you truly understand what matters most when your life is on the line? You must never leave any worries behind for your future self.
You should not ignore your past failures, but you must learn to let go of them.
Killing the crown princess will not have any impact on my reputation. Getting rid of a suspicious tyrant is a much cleaner way to ensure peace.
Shouldn't you at least give those foolish people a genuine chance to repent?
If I practice total tolerance, you might ask me to forgive the Demon King next. That goes directly against the very purpose of summoning a hero to this world.
I am checking his pulse and eye to see if he is still breathing. This cannot be happening, because his life force has vanished.
It seems the great Captain Alex is officially dead from our training exercise.
I cannot believe our invincible captain was killed in a simple sparring match.
It is a terrible tragedy that the best swordsman fell so easily today. Do not worry about losing your royal vanguard, brave knights. You can leave the absolute protection of this kingdom to your chosen hero.
Everyone stand silent, because this hero is an absolute monster.
They must be terrified because they belong to the corrupt establishment. I will investigate their dark secrets and expose their evil deeds to the bone. The captain's sudden death is a significant military loss to the kingdom. Royal knights assemble right now, unless you all want to join Alex in death.
Hurry up and line up before he decides to execute us next.
Heavy boots shuffle across the training ground to follow my command. The sweaty soldiers stand at strict attention before my imposing figure. Fatal accidents tend to happen frequently during these intense battle sessions. Are there any suicide aspirants here who failed to understand my warning? That concludes my formal orientation, so now we will move on to actual business. We will take care of all the deep problems undermining this beautiful kingdom. You all seem to have confused looks on your faces right now. Any knight with a question can raise the hand he is willing to lose. Since no one is speaking up, I assume everyone is a very quick learner.
The first group will follow me, while the hero will lead the second group.
La Nouville's team will immediately march toward the Queen's private summer house. Open the purple closet in the third room to find the hidden secret passage. Follow that dark path all the way down until you find the secret gathering hall. Take care of all the demon worshippers inside and secure every piece of evidence.
Please hurry and escape through the back door, our revered high priestess.
Why would you expose my secret identity to the royal guards, you complete idiots?
You have my full permission to kill the queen if she resists arrest. I kick the heavy wooden door open to deliver righteous justice. Arrest everyone inside this room, even if they claim to be sons of supreme justice. I flash a chilling smile as the arrogant nobles are pinned to the floor. Normally, I would demand massive financial compensation for performing an arrest like this. I will cleanse the kingdom to preserve peace without relying on that dead barbarian.
Please explain to me exactly what changed your mind regarding your moral conduct.
I can use my future knowledge to repay the innocent people who just lost their captain.
I remain silent as I evaluate the hero's highly suspect motives.
I will clean up this kingdom before its political problems get out of hand. The royal knights storm into the decadent estate to apprehend the corrupt targets.
How dare you point a weapon at me? I am a prestigious noble of this realm.
Do not let a single traitor escape the premises. Arrest them all right now. 5 days later, the chaotic royal plaza is filled with desperate citizens begging for help.
The frantic crowd truly believes that their chosen hero has finally gone insane.
I stare down at the bound Minister of Administration and the wealthy Count's daughter.
How dare you shame a high-ranking nobleman in front of these dirty peasants?
A level 5 person in this world boasts the stamina of a trained professional athlete. The only issue is that taking lives is the only method to level up here. How many innocent victims did you slaughter to reach your current strength? Corrupt scholars with no battlefield experience resort to murder just to increase their longevity.
Please save me from this madness, Your Majesty.
That vile woman sacrificed kidnapped peasants just to retain her youthful appearance.
This execution is nothing but pure political sabotage orchestrated by the hero.
I originally planned to grant these wicked criminals a proper burning funeral. Porter, I have found a method that saves the environment and compensates for Alex's demise.
Yes, Master. I fully understand how much you truly treasure harvesting experience points.
I will present this kingdom with a new powerful janitor as a parting gift. By feeding all these bound lumps of experience to my servant, he will grow stronger. Porter thrusts his sharp spear directly into the screaming noble's chest. A pool of dark red blood drips down the stone wall from the fatal strike.
Long live the righteous hero for executing our wicked oppressors today.
Executing these small fry nobles allows me to clear multiple avenge quests at once. The armored guards drag the next squirming traitor toward the execution block.
Please stop this absurd tyranny right now, Father.
Why have you abandoned me to die at the hands of this crazy human?
You are a wretched criminal who permanently soiled the honor of the royal family.
Your crimes include demonic activities, bribery, and hoarding wealth from your own people. The disgraced queen trembles against the pillar as she realizes her inevitable fate. I cheerfully pick at my ear and order the guards to slice off their heads.
Is there truly no chance for the royal family members to repent and become better? The bloodline of the royal family is considered sacred by the common citizens.
What kind of sad and uncouth nonsense are you spewing right now? What citizen would trust the kingdom's laws if we went easy on a demon-worshipping queen? I point at the royal traitors to remind Porter of his sworn duty. Take care of them exactly how this kingdom takes care of its treasonous criminals.
I understand your command, sir, and I will strike them down immediately.
The terrified prince screams for his mother as the spear pierces her flesh.
I will take care of the corrupted princes as well, sir.
The souls of the royal family depart into the sky as Porter claims their experience. Do not fight among yourselves down in hell, and make sure to treat your mother well. The shining spear of justice continues to purge the remaining corrupt nobles. The more evil the target was, the more experience points my servant acquired from the kill. Thanks to my brilliant guidance, the former slave has become a mighty warrior. Now all you need to secure your future is a perfectly suitable wife. I am going to make you the next king to replace that bloated dumpling.
I sob quietly under the heavy blankets as my family is purged outside.
The weak king became utterly useless when he tried to hide his wife's demonic crimes. Now all that is left is providing this fully cleansed kingdom with its new guardian. The great bronze bell rings brightly to celebrate the start of the royal wedding. Since you have so many guests attending today, the groom cannot look so gloomy. I laugh at the stiff mercenary and remind him to smile on his big day.